What is up, my Cadets Cardboard Ninja here, coming at you with the new Ravaging Season Part 3. Or I would be, if it weren't for the fact that when I asked earlier, hey, would you guys do me the favor of, if you can find the part who's been changed in addition to the aspect posted down in the comments below, etc. And you guys delivered a whole bunch of people, indicates that there have been a whole lot of guns that have been changed, actually. First up is the RETCHER. The RETCHER's hitbox actually has been changed. This used to be a clear firing weapon, meaning that putting the punchers right adjacent to them did not interfere with their firing pattern. It used to be a straight up and down firing pattern. Now, can confirm, RETCHERs have been fucked over. As you can see, the RETCHER on the left, which is that one over there, is getting stuck where it was once free before. So, RETCHERs confirmed fucked over. Going on, someone mentioned the Flash. I can't see anything different with the Flash. Threshers, you would think, actually would have had a change, but from what I can tell, and of course we will simply go to the most meta of the Thresher builds right off the bat. Doesn't seem to have changed. Looks to be exactly the same as it did before. You can still fire between the wheels. So Threshers, not changed. Someone just simply asked. They didn't actually say that they did get changed, but it was a good thing to check because it's one of the things that I would most certainly have affected. Other than that, I heard that the Starfall got a nerf, or caught some hands. So we're going to take a look at that. I don't know if it got nerfed, but many people are saying that their builds don't work like they used to. Yeah, hold on. I mean, that seems to work the same way that it used to. I don't know. I know that someone mentioned that they don't fire down as well as they used to. I can't really say. It doesn't appear as though the Starfalls in many instances have been changed. I'd have to actually make one of these builds, so let's do it. For the lulz. For science. Let's check a typical Starfall build. I don't know if this build was able to look down before, but that is pretty damned level, flat level. Versus actually being able to look down. Let me just download one of these builds real fast. We'll go with this one. Okay, well, this one in the back, that makes sense. This shouldn't be able to look down. It looks as though they haven't been changed. I'm going to say it's inconclusive on the Starfall. I don't think they've been changed. They don't seem to have been. Continuing on. Someone mentioned the Dracos have been changed. This is, by the way, a huge RETCHER nerf. Meanwhile, while this loads. Someone's mentioning that sometimes they're getting blocked shots. That's possible, but this could also be due to the mounting of that. So remember, the Draco doesn't fire from the center of itself. It fires from a corner. So you can see the corner right here, and right here. These are actually all low. So it's very possible the individual who's saying that their Dracos are blocked simply has their barrel too close to an object. But if they were saying that it was unobscured before, then there you go. So far, from what I can tell, Draco does not seem to be too terribly fucked. If you're getting angle issues with your middle weapon, try rotating it. Let's see here. They say the Locusts got nerfed recently, but, you know. Incinerators, hold on a second. Not incinerators. I remember now. Remedies. Someone mentioned that the remedies are also effed. Basically, any of, if you, like something like this should, that's not a remedy. That's a funny build. I know that I was sent a message by someone that said that they had a remedy build. It was Tenable. They had a remedy build that actually no longer functioned any longer. So I would assume that that would be similar to something like this. Oh. I believe this has to do with this. The end of the remedy and the beginning of the top of your hood. So that wouldn't do it. Let's see if there's one that might. Nope, that one's going to work fine. So I'm hearing remedy, but the remedy change seems very minor if there is one. If I could find it in the next, like, 6 seconds, I think it might be something like this. This person doesn't deal with weapon locking, so they kind of messed up. But yeah, so the overall idea is there was a minor change to the remedies hitbox as well, but I cannot prove it, unfortunately, because I don't have the build offhand. That was a cool one. Maybe this one's fudged? Nope. That's a very, if there was a change to the remedy, it's a very minor change. It would affect less than, I'd say, less than 5% of builds at this point. But yeah, so remedy was changed also. So long story short, there have been a fair number of changes to weapons that they didn't document. Pretty straightforward. Additionally, people have asked, hey, is the Reaper fixed? I don't believe it is. I super don't believe it is. So let's double check that right now, because they did release patch notes, but nothing in the patch notes says fixed the Reapers not having a perk. So we're going to grab a APC roof part, place it flush. Grab us a Reaper. Hopefully I can find a singular Reaper build. Let's go with Highball 6,000. They fixed it! Chat! There it is! The Reaper bug has been fixed! That is a fixed... That's fixed. Does this mean that the Executioner is fixed? We're looking for gold damage, chat. We need a singular Executioner. Really? Really? Fine. Any build will do. Test it. If there's gold damage off the bat, of course I chose the one card that this would be bad at. Gold damage! Looks like they fixed it. Happy days are here again. Executioners are back on track. I know what everyone's thinking. What about the Prosecutor? I'm fairly positive it looks as though they fixed the penetration mechanics. So, if you guys were not using these guns before because of the fact that they were jacked up, now might be the time to use them again. Looks like right mouse button is the Prosecutor. Yep, can confirm. Penetration mechanics are fixed. Good news. Excellent. Other than that, I don't think that there were any other questions that were asked of me at the time. So now you guys know. Penetration fixed. Lots of weapons have been nerfed. And no one told anyone about any of it. Let's change this up. Normally I have this set up in advance, but this time I don't because I'm bad at my job. And let's go over the new Ravaging Seasoning Crossout, the thing that I said that I was going to do earlier. So, what's coming? They're coming with a rocket revolver. Now, based on the way that they have this stated, it's going to fire an ass load of rockets. And then it's going to reload the cylinder. Unlike every other revolver in the game, it will have an ammunition supply, which will, of course, be fed by ammunition crates, which means that there's going to be damn near no penalty for bringing this. It can run out of ammunition, but it might not ever run out of ammunition. I don't know if it's going to be epic or if it's going to be legendary. I would have preferred if it were legendary, because then it would mean that it would actually bring a lot of firepower. And also, this could go on Leviathans. That would be real freaking nice. Revolvers actually work out pretty well on Leviathans because they are heavily reload-based. After all, the Leviathans have a perk that increases your reload speed versus having no perk at all for cooldown or anything like that. So this could be very cool. As it says, the revolver cylinder contains 20 shots. You can count those up right there. And they can be shot one at a time, or of course, as we are all going to, a continuous volley. Depending on how much damage they deal, that could be pretty good. After shooting all 20 projectiles, it's a revolver. You reload it, and it's ammunition limited. I already went over that. So the perk is aimed at prolonging the depletion of ammunition, so this does have a perk. Which is interesting, because most rockets usually don't have a perk. Well, they do, but anyway. Precise shots are generously rewarded. Destroying a certain number of enemy parts with the revolver will restore some of the projectiles to the cylinder that is currently in use. So, this is a win more weapon. If you start shooting, holding down left mouse button, and spray down 20 projectiles, and start blowing up parts, instead of 20 projectiles, it might go to 21, 22, etc. Who knows how many times it'll actually roll over. I think there might be a maximum, I'm guessing up to 25, but still, that's pretty good. And it says, you may think this weapon has a weak point. You're right, must shoot very precisely in order to stay in battle and restore the ammunition in the cylinder. Otherwise, you'll spend a long time reloading. So it's got a long reload. Here is the thing. If this is going to come into the game as a rocket revolver, meaning the words rocket space revolver, rocket revolvers are not revolvers. Did you know that? You might be wondering, wow, Cardboard Ninja, what the fuck are you saying, man? So an example is the Athena. The Athena is a laser revolver. A laser revolver, not a revolver. Does anyone see where I'm going with this yet? It's called the Hadron. Hadron King combo. That's it. Because you can get that reload nice and tight, because this is not going to be a revolver. It is a rocket revolver. New energy weapon. This thing's going to be up there with the Kaiju. It's going to be up there with the Avalanche. It's going to be up there with the Thyrus. This is an interesting one. Massive weapon. Looks like something out of Fallout, to be honest. So this massive looking weapon that's going to take between 11 and 12 energy fires apparently a flat energy projectile. So for anybody here who has played Dead Space, this is basically the primary, not the primary weapon of Isaac Clarke, but the equivalent of the arc thrower in Dead Space. The arc thrower is a large flat projectile. You can alter whether it fires vertically, horizontally, whatever. But the idea is that's what this sounds like. It seems like you're going to fire a medium speed moving projectile, very similar to the Pulsar, I'd assume, Pulsar and the Quasar. But instead, it's going to be horizontally. It's going to be wider horizontal than it is vertical. So it's not a big old ball. The interesting thing about this is it's going to deal damage to anything that it passes through until it runs out of damage. However, this projectile can be shot out of the air. So kind of think of it like a Reinhardt shield or something from Overwatch, where you fire it and it takes damage, and if they don't destroy it, it'll deal damage when it hits. Or alternatively, they'll just dodge it because, not all shots hit. So, very interesting. It says that you can reduce the maximum damage. So even if you don't destroy the projectile, as you shoot the projectile, it does less damage. So yeah, there's that. So once again, they're saying you're going to need reaction speed, but who knows? It depends on the hit points of the projectile, to be honest. If the projectile has hit points that are too low, then this weapon will be a gimmick, because people with Tapfire machine guns will just shoot them right out of the sky. and then you won't have a gun, effectively. If the hit points are... I'm sorry, that's if it's too low. If the hit points are too high, then it's pointless shooting at that thing. All you're doing is wasting your time instead of trying to dodge. So, there you go. They're saying the speed of the projectile is not lightning fast, and it's saying, but it's still impressive. So I'm guessing it's moving at the speed of a pulsar. They say, what's the downside? Firstly, its size, as stated earlier, it is massive. And it says that it's irregularly shaped. So it's kind of like this is a blockchain. Holy shit, I just realized that this is a massive blockchain, if you think about it. So this this is going to come in, I guarantee you, it's going to be on the tech tree as an arrow down from the blockchain. That's what it looks like. Let's see here. Yeah, it consumes an ass load of energy. It's a Kaiju, Avalanche, and Thyrus. That's the downside. So, there you go. I look forward to this weapon. Looks fun. I mean, I'm about fun. What are you guys about? I'm about fun and new structural parts. This one looks cool. They look like feet. But yeah, there you go. New Ravaging season incoming. They're going to have a rocket revolver that's probably going to be fun. But here's the deal. Let's be completely real. If this is the epic weapon and this is the legendary weapon, this isn't going to be good. It's going to be fun, but it's not going to be good. Right? You know it and I know it. If this is legendary, though, it's going to be more than fun. It's going to be good. And this is not, there's no way this is going to be an epic. This is clearly a legendary weapon. Every single 11, 12 energy weapon is legendary, so this is going to be a legendary weapon. But this might also be legendary. This might also be legendary. And if it is, that's good, because it gives people a stepping stone into getting into the Helicon. So right now, the Helicon is an exceptionally potent weapon in Crossout. It just is. And the Waltz does not at all compare to it. It is dog shit in comparison. It is insulting. The difference between the Waltz and the Helicon is truly insulting. If this actually bridges that gap, that'd be pretty damn sweet. So that'd be pretty damn sweet. And then, of course, this is just going to be fun. I mean, who doesn't like running around with an avalanche, derping someone's build in half? Who doesn't like sitting on the other side of the map, derping someone's build in half with the Kaiju? Who doesn't like running the Thyrus only on Leviathans and never using it in standard combat because it's not good enough, right? So here is another one. It's going to be fun, but it's not necessarily going to be good. It depends. It truly just depends on how much damage the weapon does. If that bolt does avalanche damage, which I would assume it might. I would assume it might do 700. And that doesn't sound out of the realm of possibility because of the fact that the Kaiju, when you hit a singular target, can do 8 something. The Avalanche does 700, 500 bullet, 200 blast. And the Thyrus is terrible. I mean, it does like 260. It's not bad though. The Thyrus's fire rate kind of makes up for it. Yeah, if this is a singular shot that can be shot out of the sky, I can see it doing upwards of 700 damage in one shot. And I think that might be worth it, depending on this reload speed. If this thing reloads really, really fast, then obviously the damage is going to come down. But remember, if you can shoot the projectile down and jerk, there's going to be counterplay and all stuff like that. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. I'm probably going to end up buying it. You know, again, I don't want to be that guy. If you go back in all my videos and you just see Cardboard Ninja always saying, yeah, I'm going to be buying it. It's true. I say that a lot. I'm sorry. But I like having fun, and this shit seems fun. Even if this is an epic, it's going to be fun. If this is a legendary, which it will be, it'll still be fun. It doesn't matter if it's meta. But yeah, seems like fun. And besides, I think, if I recall correctly from the previous dev vlogs, you have to buy the Battle Pass anyway. Because the KA3 giraffes in this bitch. You have to buy the Battle Pass. You don't have a choice. You just don't have a choice. There's part 1, remember? There it is. It's the orange shiver, right? And the KA3 giraffe. You're getting the Battle Pass. You can't not get the Battle Pass, right? So you may as well have fun with the Battle Pass. This one seems fun. Even if the stuff isn't... Okay, let me rephrase. I'm sorry. You also are getting it because of the new humpback that's being released in the game. It's just a wheel. So I'm sorry, it's just a wheel. But this one seems interesting. The only downside that I see off the top of my head about this new Battle Pass, the new Ravager season, all this shit like that, there is a downside. Right now, as you guys know, because you've played Crossout, you get lighters or whatever their bullshit currency is, Dongo cats or whatever the fuck. You get that currency, and you use that currency that you get throughout the Battle Pass to purchase items within the Battle Pass, right? But the problem is you don't get enough of that cat dong. You just don't get it. You don't get enough. So, like, if you go into the game and you look at the rewards in the game, and by the way, now I can actually use my Reapers if I still have them. Do I still have my Reapers? Let me, hold on. Yes. Anyway, if you look at the rewards to craft with your cat dong, like, you can't really get that many of these. The overall idea is they give you one, in this instance, in Narwhal. In the next battle pass, if the rockets are legendary, you're going to get one of the rockets, and then you got to spend your cat dong on another one, which will mean that you won't have any cat dong for anything else. You can't buy any of the other shit, and that's a problem. This battle pass that's coming up, the Ravager one, while it looks cool, and I'm not against that, has a whole lot of stuff in it. And when there's a whole lot of stuff in it, your cat dong doesn't go very far. It just doesn't go very far. You pick one. Like, for example, for me, on this current battle pass, I have, you can see it right there, 2 narwhals, 0 skatey. It says 1 because it gives you 1 free, but 0, and that's it. I don't have, that's it. There is no more cat dong stuff. I mean, yes, I could get a Jotun eventually. No, I'm at 245. How fucked up is that? How fucked up is it that you can get within 5 of getting the... You get the idea. I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, so that is a problem with battle passes. And I think that the upcoming battle pass is going to be stacked with shit that you need to spend your dong on, right? You only need 1 KA3 giraffe. That's a fact. So ignore that. But you know for a goddamn fact that it's going to be mandatory for everyone to bare minimum get 2 RN shivers. Yeah, I know it's not an RN shiver, but that's what I'm calling it, right? So, yeah, so right now, everyone, usually the gold standard of a build is 2 fused RN seals. If you have if you have an Odin, if you have the energy on your build or whatever, you might push it to 3 sometimes. But right now, the gold standard is 2. So at bare minimum, you're going to need 2 of those RN shivers. And if you need 2 of the RN shivers, then that means they're going to give you 1, because they're not going to give you 2, and then you got to have to spend all your legendary cat dong on the other, which means that if the rockets are legendary, and in this instance, like for example with the current battle pass, when they released 2, if not 3 legendaries, in this case it's 2, the Scatty and the Narwhal, you can't get them both. And by the way, the Scatty is rough, because the fact of the matter is you're supposed to run them in triplicate, and even if you spent all of your cat dong on this, you can't get 3. It's kind of bullshit, but whatever. I'm not gonna go in all in on this freaking system. So yeah, that's the only problem I see. That's the only problem I see with the upcoming battle pass. But good news, Reaper perk is functioning. Thumbzoo upoo. Executioner perk back in the saddle, and of course that means a prosecutor perk good to go as well. Those weapons are now back in the saddle. And by the way, for people who are asking me in chats and asking me on videos, is the executioner good? I said no, because it's currently fucked. It's not fucked anymore. It's good. That's the answer. It is now good again. I know that doesn't sound like it makes sense, but the overall idea is that penetrative ability is really, really, really useful. So I highly suggest that if you guys want to run around with a weapon that pops generators very, very well and efficiently and can do spectacular things, get the Executioner. Mind you, they have to have high explosives in their build for you to achieve that, but even still. Alrighty then, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. It's been 23 or so minutes. Thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you for clicking on this. Just remember, the Retchers are the guaranteed weapon that absolutely got nerfed. So it looks as though, bare minimum, can confirm the 2 weapons that absolutely caught it to the teeth are the RETCHER, which everybody loves and armors and plays, etc., and the Aspect, which was very, very phenomenal until it caught it in the teeth. So, hope you guys have a good one. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.